Welcome back to JonesyCast. My name's Jonesy. This is the cast. Hey, basically what I do is get on Reddit and do video responses to relationship advice posts. Please like and subscribe if you would like to subscribe. If not, that's okay too. Let's get into it. So now we have unknown user 163939484. Good naming choice. I like it. I'm digging it. Anonymous as fuck. Digging it. Am I, a 25 female, doing the right thing by not going through with a restraining order with male 30 as I don't want to ruin his life? Listen, I've read the post. It's a long post. So if any viewers want the context, please click the link in the description. Listen, unknown user 163939484. Fuck. Here we are. Listen, I'm not going to give you advice, and I want that to be clear because I don't want to get in any legal troubles, even though I assume you're in the United States and I'm not. It's also because you need to make your own decision for your reasons. Here's what I would say. A man makes a decision, and that decision has consequences. He doesn't get the consequences. He repeats the decision, right? Or a man makes a decision. He gets consequences. Those consequences suck. So he stops making the decision, right? It's just incentives. So in this case, a man made a decision. But that man this is not the first decision he's made. So you are 25 and he's 30. He's 30. I'm 34. I was a man at 28, a fucking man, right? And by that I mean I was willing to take responsibility for my actions. I was willing to accept accountability. I was willing to put my life in order. I was willing to look at the decisions I was making and then look at the consequences of those decisions, okay? It seems like, look, here's the problem that a lot of women have when they when they find themselves in domestic violence or family violence situations. Women are high in agreeableness, low in disagreeableness, and high in negative emotion. Now, what does that mean? That means that if a baby is crying, you are sensitive to that baby. And in the first 6 months of a baby's life, that baby's right all the time, always right. And so you are bred, in a sense, to be sensitive to that, right? Because you need to take care of a baby, right? And that baby can't die. So that baby gets what it wants. But the downside of that, and this is what women have to deal with, and heterosexual women have to deal with, that emotional state of being high in negative emotion, high in agreeableness is not good when dealing with a big man, a 30-year-old man that's acting like a fucking 5-year-old, right? So, and this is the problem. Here is a man who was born in 1991 into a generation that was told that he could have whatever he wants. I don't know what his parenting's like. Maybe they're really nice. Maybe it's just him and not them. I don't know how he grew up, but it seems as though he has not been willing to adjust his behavior to conform to the safety of everyone around him, right? Now, look, I've dealt with young women before that have come into my life personally that have had these issues. I remember when I was younger, me and my best mate pulled a girl out of she was 18 and the boyfriend was, I think, 23, and he used to belt her around all the time. So I told her to come and live with us. But I don't know if I would do that again because she didn't develop the resiliency and strategies that she needed to, right? What you're talking about is he threatened to strangle me and crush my skull. This was because I asked him while he was playing a game on his phone. I didn't notice he was busy as I was cooking. Just set a timer for 20 minutes so the food doesn't burn. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here if we lose our shit just because our girlfriend said 20 minutes? Listen, my girlfriend says shit to me that I don't like all the time, right? And I take it in, I think about it, and then I go, no, she's got a point. And then I go do whatever I need to do. Or I take it in, I think about it, and I go, nah, I don't disagree with that. Sorry, I disagree with that. The worst thing a man can do is use his physicality to get what he wants in a relationship. That's the worst thing. It's the worst thing anyone can do, really. But it's just that men have a habit of it because men and women, heteronormativity is the normativity. So you find yourself in a situation where you've got a 30-year-old with the capacity for violence, right? Violence, like blood on the floor. He has the capacity to do that, right? Acting like a 5-year-old, because that's what 5-year-olds do. That's what 4-year-olds do. If they're not socialized properly, young boys especially maintain a violent and aggressive demeanor. And 5% of boys, doesn't matter how you socialize them, will just maintain that demeanor. That's what happens. I don't want to ruin his life with a conviction or criminal charge on his file, and hence why I did not go ahead with the police advocating for assault charges. Listen, your propensity to not pursue criminal charges, I don't think it's laudable. I know why you're doing it. I know why, because you don't want to damage him, but he has made very clear that he's willing to damage you. And the thing is, even if you get out of this situation, what's to say the next woman doesn't cop it worse? Because you've got to remember, aggressive behavior tends to escalate, right? And so, like, serial killers like Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy didn't start by murdering boys or girls. They started with killing animals. Okay, now I don't want to compare this guy to that, but it's the same kind of framework where if this aggressive behavior that he's showing you now is not curbed somehow, it will escalate. And the reason I know that is because it wasn't curbed before you. Okay, nobody did anything to stop his aggressive behavior in the right way before you. That's why you've got to deal with it. So even if you get out of this situation with your head screwed on and no violence, you haven't been accosted, who's to say that the next young lady is that lucky? Again, I'm not advocating that you do it. I'm not advising you to do it. What I'm saying is that there are consequences for doing it and not doing it. My opinion is that the consequences for him are much less than the potential consequences for you or the next woman, okay? And there's only so much that a woman can do or a man can do to try to make someone understand that their behavior is absolutely unacceptable without the use of force. Now, you can't use force against him. We both know that, right? But the state can, and that's your out, right? This is one of the very few things that I love having the state around for. It's because when a woman can't use force because she can't against a man that's bigger than her, stronger than her, etc., this is the only way that she can have someone on her side. So now the consequences for him will be bad. They will be bad. But a man has to learn, because a man makes a decision and he gets the consequences, or he doesn't, right? So look, I wish you the best. I'm sorry that you are in this situation. I'm sorry that his father failed him, or his mother failed him, or his friends failed him, or society failed him, or whatever. But that doesn't get him out of the problem. That doesn't help him escape from his own actions. He is responsible for what he does. He is responsible, because no one else can be. You're not. The state's not. His parents are not. I mean, look, we can assign blame all we want, but the truth is, he is the one at the end of the day that needs to be stopped, because he is where the violence is coming from, right? So that's what I would say. Look, I wish you the best. I hope it goes well. I would have a serious conversation with the police. I would have another serious conversation with some social work apparatus in your area. If they've got they usually have helplines for women in a lot of jurisdictions in Western countries. So that's what I would do. I hope it goes well. Good luck.